Good evening and welcome to Top 10 at 10 on ET Now. I'm Chandra Srikanth joining you live from Bangalore. Some good news to kick off the Friday edition of Top 10 at 10. It looks like India's top B schools are going to see a solid placement season. We are of course talking about the summer placements or the summer internships that happen in the month of November and December. Now, channel checks across India's top B schools indicate positive trends. IIM Lucknow and IIM Kozhikode have already managed to place 100% of their students. We've also been checking with IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta. The trends everywhere seem broadly positive. If you look at the kind of companies that are hiring, of course, consulting continues to be the mainstay. The likes of McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Accenture Strategy, but you also have e-commerce and new economy. So Amazon, Flipkart, EdTech, FinTech, Health Tech, all of them are flocking to B school campuses. So is this a larger sign of the recovery that we're going to see in India Inc.? What other trends can we expect from these campuses? Well, we caught up with IIM Ahmedabad's Head of Placements, Professor Amit Karna, for more perspective on the leading trends this placement season.
Thank you very much, Professor Karna, for joining us on ET Now. Based on the conversations I've had with officials at IIM A, B, C, based on the trends that we've seen at IIM Kozhikode, it looks like the worst of the COVID blues are over, at least for the premier B schools in India. So what trends are you seeing? Are recruiters back on campus?
Thank you, Chandra, for having me. Like you said, we are also seeing very positive response from all our recruiters for the upcoming summer placement process, which starts next week. This will be for the internship that our students will undertake in the months of May and June 2021. And as you rightly said, the premier B schools have their own offering to the industry, which is the best of the minds in the among the available talent in the country. And as we had expected, the recruiters have backed us in difficult times, even during the COVID-19 internships when the students were interning last summer. And they have also come back to hire more for their requirements in the coming summer next year.
Right. Professor Kanda, what really explains this optimism and this trend? Because, at the height of the pandemic, I remember there were a few B schools that saw offers getting rescinded, a few people even withdrew. And then just 6-7 months down the line, we are seeing at least the top B schools reporting positive trends. So is this sector driven, or, are things broadly looking good? Because even if we look at LinkedIn surveys or QuestCorp, everybody's talking about a rebound in sector.
A couple of things here, Chandra. First, the summer internship trends that we are seeing will finally culminate into final offers for our students who will be graduating in 2022. So that's the reason the companies are expecting an upswing in that year. And therefore, they need to plan their summer interns, for which they will evaluate them during the internship and then give them pre-placement offers subsequent to that. The second thing I would like to highlight here is that the summer placements and the final placements at the B schools, it's a long-standing partnership between the recruiters and the campuses. And the recruiters, therefore, have to make sure that they offer the projects and the jobs to our students, for two reasons. One, because they would want to be committed to the campuses where they are invested in, so that they retain their brand image. The students know that these are the recruiters that are very regular in spite of all the recessionary pressures. They would still hire from IIM Ahmedabad, and therefore there will be a positive brand perception that will build for the recruiters, and therefore they would continue to come. Secondly, whenever the times are tough, the companies would look for talent which is more productive, managers and leaders who are ready to take up responsibilities and lead the organizations in difficult times. And therefore, there is a very natural swing towards premier B schools. And therefore, whenever there is a downward trend in the market, the premier B schools would be the least affected.
Right. In fact, that's a fascinating point, Professor Karna. Final set of questions really. Has the entire placement process gone virtual? Will all these internships also be completely virtual? Because everybody is now talking about how work from home, hybrid working is going to be the new trend. Secondly, in terms of sectors. Now, if I look at the top B schools in the country, consulting companies make a beeline. The big the banks, VC funds, Ps, investment banks, they are a hot favorite. What has changed this time around?
Okay. So let me take both the questions one by one. Firstly, on the virtual nature of the placement process. So yes, we are conducting the entire process virtually. The students will appear for the interviews from wherever they are located, and the recruiters will also be able to log in from wherever they are located. We have kind of worked out a process where the scheduling, the control, everything will remain with the placement committee, and we have kind of replicated the whole offline process into an online mode. It took us a couple of months and building up lots of infrastructure, but we have been now able to achieve that one. So we are going ahead with an entirely virtual mode of placement process, the interview process. Next year, whether the summer internship will be done virtually, we'll have to wait and watch. But you are right that many of the firms that were interning or having student interns in the summer of 2020, every firm had to do the internship virtually because it was right in the middle of the lockdown period in the month of April. So I think there will be more firms that are receptive towards this mode. From our side, we will allow if the firms would like to have a virtual mode and avoid traveling, but we will have to wait and watch how the pandemic kind of spans out over the next 6 to 8 months. Still time, it will be around month of May. The second question on the sectors, well, we were expecting and we are witnessing an uptick in the tech companies. So firms which are in the tech sector, e-commerce, entertainment, companies which have more or less a virtual nature or a very digital nature of their business have increased their presence on the campus. Consulting firms are also very bullish on the hires that they will take in the summer internship interview process. The remaining sectors, it's kind of some have agreed, some are still thinking about whether they will open up offers or not. But in general, the trend has been that we are not seeing a major issue with overall number of offers. So we are.
Are you also seeing a lot of interest from, say, startups, unicorns? Because this year has been all about digital payments, edtech, fintech, health tech. So are they coming in big numbers apart from e-commerce?
Yes, I think there is more interest from fintech firms, health tech, edutech. These are the sectors which are hiring more, and we are having more interest from them for hiring talent from across programs.
Right. Final word from you. I know the pay package is not really the focus because summer placements are about stipends. But I mean, are companies more or less prepared to give the same stipends last year, or are they even increasing it? But I hope there is no decrease because of the whole, pandemic fallout.
So we, as you rightly said, we don't pay a lot of attention to the stipend and the pay packages because we have a cluster cohort system. And so we club the companies from a similar sector on the same day. But it is entirely up to the firms. And from what I have been seeing on the job descriptions that we are receiving, there has been no downward trend on the stipends. They're either the same or a slight increase owing to the inflation. So there is not much difference on that.
Right. Final question. How many students will be sitting? And it starts on December 1st. So by when do you hope to finish the entire process?
So our 2-year MBA program that has roughly around 400 candidates, and the clusters, it will be taking place in 3 clusters on 1st, 4th, and 7th of December. We also have a 2-year food and agribusiness management program, for which there are about 45, 46 students. They would be sitting for their summer internship placement process on 4th of December.